Okay guys, so before we start the video, let me show you the parts I have. I have the old parts and I have the new parts. So let's start with the pressure balance spool first. So these two, this is the old one. And if you look at it, look at the new one. The old one looks bigger, and it is bigger. It's bulkier. If you look at it, this is bigger here, and this is slender here. The old part is a GP500520, and the new one, the one that you buy at Home Depot, Menards, Lowe's, is the GP800820. So this replaces this. You can no longer get this one. Actually, yes, you can. There's a place, Plumbing Parts Pro. You can still get a generic balancing piece like this. So it's not the same, even though it fits. What's important is the holes in the front and in the back, not so much the body itself, because when you put it against the holes of the valve, it's gonna cover it, and both are gonna cover it. It just feels different. And the O-rings in the back, they are round on the old one, and in the new one, the O-ring's still round, but the back part is oval. So it's still a little bit different, but it's supposed to do. I don't like it though. I have problems with it. As a matter of fact, this time when I installed it, I have problems. I have to buy another set, and still leaked. So I have to remove it like 3 times, and finally, I don't know what happened, but finally it was not leaking anymore. And this pressure balance part comes with the O-rings, 2 O-rings for the back, 2 O-rings for the front. And then this O-ring goes in the cartridge. I'm gonna show you in a minute. And it comes with 2 screws. So now let's talk about the cartridge. This is the new one, and this is the old one. And as you could see, the old one, the hot side is marked by, it has a lot of rust. So and the new one comes with this ring for different type of valve. So on our valve, we're gonna use the ring that has my valve already. And if you see here, this is a limit, a hot water limit right here. So this is like that. When you turn your handle, if the screw, right now you're getting a lot of hot water, but if you put this one inside and it comes all the way here, it's gonna stop before. So this is to protect your kids or protect yourself, so no scalding water, burns you. So this part, the cartridge, if you have a leak, this cartridge is to blame. But if you have a problem with hot water, cold water, hot or cold, this is the part to blame, this pressure balance item here. So let's install the cartridge and the pressure balance. The first thing we're gonna do is turn the water off to start the project. And this is very easy. On the Moen and other brands, there's an Allen screw that you have to remove from the handle. It's kind of awkward, and sometimes the screw strips. So Kohler came up with this awesome idea, and the way you remove, the way you get access to the cartridge and the valve, you're gonna hold the handle, and then just, if you see this, you're gonna go counterclockwise to remove it. And look at that. It's coming off very easy. Then you remove the plate. And before you remove any screws, plug your drain with something, so because you might lose screws or O-rings. For this job, the only tools you need is a Phillips screwdriver and a set of pliers. So the first screws we're going to remove is this one on top and this at the bottom. So for that you need a Phillips screwdriver. And this one at the bottom. And these are long screws. And put them on a safe place so you don't lose them. And now you can pull this plastic part. This plastic part is the threaded part where you handle screws to. If you see the threads there, very nice design. Okay, so let's put it down. And now we're going to remove these two screws. So before you do that, make sure your water is off. We're going to remove this screw and then the other one. Put them on a safe place, and then you're going to grab the body of this valve and then just kind of shake a little bit, and that's it. So if you see here, the hot side, we didn't have hot water because it's all clogged right there. If you see the reddish color, that's all rust. And if you look inside, right here, it's kind of a lot of rust in there, so that's why we're replacing it, because there's no hot water, only cold water. Now what we're going to do, we're going to remove the balancing valve, and for that you need pliers, and you're going to grab the center, just pull out. And as I said, if you see, it's full of rust, and that was clogging my hot side. And now before we install our cartridge, we're going to flush it. It's always a good idea to flush it because sometimes there are debris, small particles of rust that are in between the gaskets and the seal, and when you want to shut it off, it doesn't seal all the way. So we're going to flush it. You make sure that the shower curtain is closed, because we're going to open and close the valve too, so the water comes out of here to flush it, and then you'll see what I mean. So now we're going to flush it, and what we're going to do, we're going to turn the water on and off for 2 or 3 seconds. You don't have to go too long. It's just to clear out any debris. But if you notice, I'm covering here the bottom part, because when you turn it on, some water is going to fall here, and you don't want water to go down the basement or whatever, or to the living room or whatever you have down here. So I'm gonna go and flush it, and you'll see. On. 2 seconds on. Gonna go on. So do you see all the water coming out of there? That is flushing it and cleaning it. So now we're gonna put it back. So we're going to remove the O-rings. I already removed the one for the cold, if you see it there, and I want to remove the one for the hot, which is this. Look at that. So I removed the O-rings for the hot and for the cold, and these are my new O-rings that came with the package. So those ones, you don't have to put it back there, you're gonna put it back here. and kind of press. Right there. And so it says cold right here. So we have our O-rings, and then we're gonna push it very slow. And now we're gonna put our valve and the O-rings. These O-rings are gonna fit perfect in there. So and this O-ring goes around here. So that's all the way around. And now the threaded piece, I'm gonna put it in there. And we're gonna use the long screws. And now at the bottom. All right. And now you want to place your Escutcheon plate, and you have to make sure that the word Kohler is right on top. And all the valves are different, so you want the handle pointing down, and then you're going to hold it like that, and then you're going to screw it. And then you're going to go clockwise this time. Your Escutcheon, and then just screw back clockwise, and make sure there's pressure on the Escutcheon and that your valve is easy to move. So there you go. So we're going to turn the water back on. So now we're going to test. Starts cold. That's cold, and then goes warm, that's warm, and then hot, that's hot. So that's it. So that's it for today, guys. It works very good. Thank you for watching. I see you next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.